Hi, it's Emma here from the Growth Pod, the place to be to grow positive well-being cultures. So I've gone for it today, and I've not just got one, not two, but three quotes for you. The first one that set me on my path of thinking for today is by Antoine De Saint-Exupery. I'm not sure if I've said that right. But it's basically, when you give yourself, you receive more than you give. When you give yourself, you receive more than you give. This quote set me to thinking about Valentine's Day, which was only about a month ago, believe it or not. A day in which millions of people declare their love for each other, usually with the help of a card, and maybe chocolates if you're feeling really flush. But then I started to think about Valentine's Day shouldn't just be reserved for romantic love. When I was little, my dad always sent me a Valentine's card to remind me of how much he loved me. I used to cherish getting that card, but even without having one, I always knew how much he meant to me. Not because of the card, but because of the little things that he did every single day. So this has got me thinking about how we express our feelings for others, which is really important right now. Not just those that we're romantically linked to, but people who impact on our everyday lives. Relationships are really important. They affect our well-being and our connection to the world. Some of our relationships are positive, some are negative, and some we choose and some we don't. I often find asking these two questions can really help us to focus on who is important to us. So the first one, when something amazing happens to you, who is the first person you tell? And the second, when something upsets you, who is the first person you tell? For me, it's usually my mum. Not everyone has a someone that they can talk to. Following on from the amazing work of the late MP Jo Cox, the government not too long back appointed a loneliness minister. To me, this just seems like a huge failure. A failure on society that we have people who are so isolated and lonely. We need a minister to address it. We have a loneliness epidemic, and research has shown that being chronically lonely can have the same impact on your physical health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It's crazy. Mike Wyking, again, not sure if I've pronounced that correctly, in his book, The Little Book of Likey, provides us with our second quote. He unpicks what makes people happy. And what he says is that what will bring us forward is a spirit of trust and cooperation, and the realization that we are each other's keepers. What will bring us forward is being freed of fear and showing kindness to strangers. I would really highly recommend his book. It's really thought-provoking. And the idea that we are each other's keepers is fascinating. Imagine a world where we looked out for each other, made sure everyone felt good, had someone to talk to when things were going really good and maybe not so good. And boy, do we need that right now. And also imagine if we did that every day, not just one day a year, and not just to those that we love, but to everyone who crosses our paths. Meek also explores altruism in his book, and that's the concern for the welfare of others. He argues that altruism is amazing for both parties, the person giving and the person receiving. So here's my third quote by the great Martin Luther King Jr. Every man and woman and they must decide whether they will walk in the light of creative altruism or in the darkness of destructive selfishness. Every single one of us can do this. Each one of us can make a difference. It doesn't take a lot. So as you navigate your day, I want to ask you to join me in doing one thing that makes someone, anyone, feel good. And not because you need to, but because you want to. Knowing that what you will get in return is a good feeling in your heart and leaving a positive imprint on the world. We all have a part to play in reducing loneliness, and being conscious that we are each other's keepers can make the world a better place. So today, give yourself. You receive more than you give. So as you navigate through the mess and the magic of today, I just want you to really think about those that you love and equally those just around you. Social isolation is huge right now, and what you can do to help reduce loneliness, to help to keep others connected. Just think about what you can do, because remember, when you give yourself, you receive more than you give.